So, to begin with styles of leadership, first understand what are the aims and objectives of this topic. The objectives are to know about the various leadership styles and to understand and differentiate between these leadership styles, to judge the styles in a manner to choose the best suitable style for a successful leadership. Now, as we have understood the aims of this topic which we are going to discuss today, let us move on to the image which I am going to show you. What do you see in the image? What is the red figure doing? What are the blue figures doing? Why are they holding hands? The red figure is leading the path. No one is out of the path while moving with their leader. We can conclude after looking at this figure that a certain discipline is being maintained in this figure where the red figure is leading the way. So, as we can easily conclude that the red figure person is a leader. So, let us understand what does the word leadership mean. We must have heard about Mahatma Gandhi, the great leader under whose leadership we got the freedom. What does leadership actually means? Leadership means where subordinates willingly follow leader because they want to, not because they have to. As Beaver says, it is a function of knowing yourself, having a vision that is well communicated, building trust among colleagues and taking effective action to realize your own leadership potential. Therefore, we know that leader is not only appointed but accepted by the subordinates. In short, we can say that a leader cannot impose his leadership to the people have to accept it willingly. So, acceptance of leadership is very necessary to get the things done smoothly. Leadership is also a socio-psychological institution. Socio means society and psychology means leading to the mental perception. It means that the leader has to deal with the society directly or indirectly. Leadership of a leader needs to be accepted by the society, and based on this a successful social and psychological interrelationship can be built by the leader. Now, let us move on to the each style, but before that let us understand that why we have to study about these styles of leadership. So, moving on to the aims of or role of studying the styles of leadership. As we know that each leader is different from another one and all the leaders lead in a different style. Let us understand what these styles play a role in the life of a leader. It provides a direction to the leader. It means that the leader knows how he has to proceed with the work, to decide ways for implementing plans or programs. That means it helps to determine ways how to proceed with the execution of the plans prepared. It also helps to motivate people so that they can be reinforced to work efficiently. Styles help the leader to guide his subordinates during work. Now, as we know what is the role of different styles, we must move on with the another detailed topic, that is what are the various styles of leadership. So, moving on to the various styles of leadership, there are 5 leadership styles which we will study one by one. The first one is autocratic leadership style, second is laissez-faire leadership style, third one is casual leadership style, fourth one is democratic leadership style, and the last one is facilitative leadership style. Before we begin each style, let me tell you that there are various leadership styles and all cannot be studied differently or individually. So, they have to be categorized under certain headings, and maximum of the leadership styles can be studied under these 5 headings. So, learners, let us move on to the autocratic leadership style, but before that I would like you to look at the image following in the slide. What does the image tell you? Look at the picture carefully. What is the red figure doing? What does his body language express? What do you observe by the body language of blue figures? Who do you think is the red figure? Obviously, the red figure is the leader who is having a speaker in his hand and giving out instruction. You can see the blue figurines following with their head bowed down. That means they are listening to the instruction and following what is being said to them. This type of leadership where the leader is saying or instructing to the people or the members or the subordinates is known as the autocratic leadership style. Autocratic leadership style is the style where there is only one leader. We can say that auto means self, where the leader is the only sole authority. Whatever he says is to be followed by the subordinates or the members in the group. The leader thinks himself to be self-sufficient while doing a job. He or she is the boss and master of the program. In this style, leader acts as the only authority. For this, he exercises all his powers to its fullest. The leader exercises without being any apology or uses his power overtly. In this style, all procedures are as per leader's discretion. Whatever the leader says is considered correct. Whatever he says is followed without questioning. All the procedures going on in a job are according to the leader's will. All the powers are centralized and focused on one person, that is the leader. Leader is the boss in this style and feels that the boss does right things at right times. So we can say that the leader is the boss and he does not listen to anybody else and follows according to his decision or instincts. In this leadership style, the leader never takes any suggestion or feedback or criticism from the subordinates. Even if the subordinates want to give him any suggestions, he is not ready to take it or invite anyone's views or suggestions or advice. In this style, leader appears to be performing all the responsibilities on his own. That is, he is the only performer in this style. Being the sole performer, the leader communicates with his subordinates and not vice versa. This type of leadership style shows one-way communication where the leader communicates with his subordinates and subordinates listens to what he is saying. The leader is only bothered with the end result, that is, what will the whole program culminate into. He is concerned with the final outcomes and he knows that results should be good and that is the only aim of the leader. The final destination and goal matters and the process through which it is reached and the people involved are not taken into consideration. There is focus on only one person, that is the leader. Nobody else, neither the people playing the part or the subordinates or the process through which the success has been gained is given at all the credit or importance. They are always given the backseat, that is, the subordinates and the process is kept back and only the leader is the focus. We can say that in this type of leadership, it is only a one-man show where only the leader is in the forefront and others are at the back. Autocratic leadership style can be understood by an example, but before that, let me tell you learners that leadership style does not include any erratic or unethical behavior. There is no use of loose or inappropriate language, no abusive language, no misbehave with the subordinates. But to understand autocratic leadership style, let us understand it through an example. For example, in a school, there is going to be an annual function. Now, how will the arrangement will be made? The leader will call a meeting and all the subordinates will attend the meeting as they are told to, without any suggestions or any criticism or feedback from the subordinates or the teachers involved. The leader will give the guidelines for the program and he will not at all see whether the person to whom the duties for the function have been allotted is capable of or is having the talent or is ready to take the duty, but he will just allot the duty to the members. The members, without raising any question or any doubts, will just listen to what the instructions have been passed and then move on to the duties he has been given. The leader is only bothered about the annual function day where he wants everything to be proper, everything should be perfect and the program should be a successful one. So, we can see that the whole sole charge is on the leader. So, now let us understand what are the advantages of autocratic style. As we have already discussed that in autocratic leadership style, the leader is the boss. So, the leader takes all the decisions. There is no dominance of leader. The functioning of work is smooth. Leader being boss takes quick decisions without making or wasting any time on consulting employees. Quick decision leads to quick action. So, the result is very fast action and very good results. There is no discussion in the process, so there is no room for any sort of confusion, misunderstanding or miscommunication. If there is no discussion, obviously there will be no sort of conflict, no confusion. So, these are the advantages of autocratic leadership style. But as we already know, learners, with advantages come the disadvantages. Moving on to the disadvantages. Obviously, since leader is the only boss, whatever he says cannot always be correct, and being so, he does not listen to anybody else. So, in this process, the development and creativity of the employees is curbed. They are not given opportunity or chance to show their talent, their abilities. No discussion with this subordinate makes them passive. The creativity of the employees is dead. The enthusiasm decreases. According to professionalism, all the team members should be participating in a project. Thus, in this style, unprofessionalism persists. This style builds up pressure and strain on employees, which hampers their efficiency. We can say that this leads to the psychological strain on employees, and they are always in stress that how they will perform, and whatever their leaders are instructed, they have to carry it out successfully. So, obviously the pressure is always on the subordinates. So, learners, let us move on to the another leadership style. For understanding another leadership style, look at the picture in front of you. Observe it carefully. What do you see in the picture? Why is the man saying words written in the slide? Can you read the text? Why is he behaving like this? It is clear that the person is enjoying himself and not bothered about the work. He does not seem to be interested in interfering with the job going on. You can see the person in the picture is very relaxed, and the person standing is listening to his words, his text, and he is not bothered that how the work will be carried on. This type of leadership is known as laissez-faire leadership style. Laissez-faire means uninterrupted or uninterfering. So, as you have already seen in the picture, the leader is not at all bothered. He is not at all interested in interfering what is going on and how the subordinates are working. Thus, this leadership style is given the term laissez-faire. The word laissez-faire, as I told you, means uninterfering. So, the leader does not interfere in the work process, and the subordinates work according to their own will. The non-interference of the leader helps to avoid conflicts and strain in relationship. The leader gives freedom to the people to work according to their interest and abilities, and they can show their talent and capabilities. The employees are allowed to make and implement their own decision. Whatever they decide is best for the process, they are free to take that decision. Leader does not influence in decision making and working process. Leader tends to stick to traditional method running in the organization, as they are tried and tested ways used in working, and they have been considered satisfactory. In this way, the leader tends to play safe and let the working be smoother and easier. Let us move on to our earlier style, where we studied that how autocratic leadership style was shown. The same example can be proceeded further, where the leader takes a meeting and where he allots the duties according to the people's capability and talent, and the people or subordinates or teachers are free to carry out their duties to prepare for the annual function. And there they get a healthy environment, they get the suitable opportunities to show their talents and capabilities. So, these are the certain advantages which we will be discussing. The advantages in laissez-faire style are less pressure on employees, because they get equal opportunities to showcase their talents. So, as they can showcase their talents, there is more scope for creativity and decision making. They can decide how they will work and how they will proceed with their work. Employees are able to analyze situation and decide accordingly. There is no or less conflict seen, no confusion, no harsh decision taken by the subordinates. There is almost an informal environment seen in the workplace. Less interference helps to make workplace informal, and thus there is less conflict and confusion. But this does not mean that there are all advantages in laissez-faire style, because seeing the atmosphere, there may erupt certain disadvantages too in this leadership style. Now understand what are the disadvantages in laissez-faire style. Since leader does not involve much with the team does not give him or her importance. He is not interested in initiating any action or change, that is why he doesn't interfere with the working. Many people are involved, and as a result, the decision making in unison is difficult and not prompt. The leader is not at all interested in promoting any sort of creativity, and therefore he does not take any risk or leads to any improvement. So, these are the advantages and disadvantages we have discussed about laissez-faire style, and you must be able to understand that how it is different from autocratic leadership style, where there was only the leader, and in laissez-faire style all are equally involved in the workplace. Now moving on to the next image. What do you see in the image? What are the people doing? What do you think the man standing is doing? What are the other people sitting engaged in? How do you think is the atmosphere around the table? The man standing, as you can see, is explaining to the people sitting around the table. He seems to be leader, where he is trying to give out certain suggestions, certain advice, certain guidelines to his team members. But the members around the table seem to be very relaxed. You can say the atmosphere around the table is, you can say it is very casual. So, moving on to the next leadership style, it is the casual leadership style. As the word casual, it means informal, where there is no sort of formality. The workplace and role of members is unstructured and untailored. Whosoever gets chance or feels like can participate in doing the work. No procedures, rules, etc. are framed or followed. The working does not follow any regulations and thus tends to become unsystematic. So, the system is not at all systematic in casual leadership style. Since no rules are followed and working is loose, the employees are relaxed, stress-free and happy. It keeps the atmosphere of the working environment very, very light. In this type of leadership style, the whole atmosphere is very relaxing. In this leadership style, the leaders believes in satisfaction of all, that all should be satisfied, no pressure should be on them, and they should be always ready to work willingly. This helps in increasing the efficiency of the workers. In this style, the leader gets absorbed in the team as he is friendly, tolerant and compassionate. He considered himself as one of the team members. The people do not find the work demanding, as the leader does not pressurize the subordinate. Let us understand this type of working in the same manner, or taking the same example as we took in autocratic leadership style and laissez-faire leadership style. In this leadership style, say the annual function is to be organized, and the leader or the principal just tells them or pass on the information to the subordinates or the teachers that we are going to have an annual function, and they are all given freedom to decide or plan or according to what they feel is good. The leader does not give any outline or guideline or formatting to the subordinates. As a result, what happens is the teachers or the subordinates work according to their own knowledge or capabilities. So, we can say it is unstructured, there is no preparation, there is no organization of the sources and how the things will proceed, there is no decision taken. So we can say it is almost a casual type of functioning which we see in this type of leadership style. So let us see what are the advantages of this leadership style. This leadership style, as we can see, is very undemanding. There are no demands made by the leader to the subordinates that Mr. A or Mrs. A should do the work like this or in this manner. They are all free to do in their way, in their own will, in their own capability and talent. All the staff feels happy and tension free. This leads to stress-free environment. As a result, the productivity and efficiency of team enhances. If any member underperforms, he or she is not penalized, instead it is overlooked. The member does not get demoralized or demotivated. He is enthusiastic to retry the work in hope of doing it more successfully, or it may have some negative effect too. As I have already told that nothing is told to the person if something goes wrong, that means it may go into a negative channel. So this type of leadership has its own disadvantages. Let us see the disadvantages of casual leadership style. There is wastage of time and energy. Since nothing is planned, nothing is organized, so at the last moment certain things may be missing, certain facilities may not be there, certain resources may not be there. As a result, too much time or energy may be wasted in arranging all these facilities or resources. Since the environment is too relaxed, there is scope of wastage of time. The employees may work in their own space, pace and interest. That means they will proceed in their own speed and how they will too. This type of behavior may lessen the productivity and efficiency. The employees show laid back attitude. They are not in a hurry to complete the work in time. This leads to retardation of healthy development. You cannot see healthy competition among the employees. They are not bothered or motivated to improve or better their performance. They let the things to proceed at its own pace and quality. And the employees or the teachers, they do not put any extra effort and they work in a very casual manner. So we can see the casual style has own its advantages and its disadvantages. So looking back to the autocratic leadership style, laissez-faire leadership style and casual leadership style, you must be well aware that what are these different leadership style and how the leaders work under these styles. Moving on to another leadership style, but before that, let us look at the picture shown to you. There is a line of people in similar dress treading a path. The path is broken at a point. The broken point is joined by a palm which acts as a bridge, so that people can cover the path without breaking their journey and overcome the hurdles. Also, you can see that people are rising and reaching at higher position while walking smoothly on their own. This type of leadership style is known as democratic leadership style. What does democracy mean to you? Our country is a democratic country where it is run by the people, for the people and of the people. So democracy or democratic leadership style means the same. It means independent and self-ruled, where the ideas move freely among the members. There is open and healthy discussion among them and communication is continuous. The interaction is open and so members are always ready to face any type of situation. This style is usually used during change of situation or in critical situations. Here, when the situation requires, the ideas are also required, the suggestions are also required, and in this leadership style, there is sharing of ideas. And information is also discussed. The collected ideas, information and all suggestions are synthesized so that best possible decision can be taken. In this style, there are unified efforts to bring about best possible. It has its own advantages. Let us see the advantages of democratic style. It produces newer, better and creative methods, brings out the best from experienced and talented team members. The communication is open, Ideas are respected, members are respected, they respect each other's point of view, and criticism and suggestion is taken with open mind. Let us move on to the disadvantages of democratic style. With advantages, you have seen that there is discussion. So, obviously, with discussion, the process will become slow and all members contribute. As a result, the discussion becomes long. It may lead to wastage of time, and sometimes many ideas are generated which may not give appropriate solution. And during discussion, many will disagree or digresses often. Open discussions are healthy, but it may deviate from the path sometimes. Decision taken may be complicated, which may not be easy to implement or incorporate in the work process. So, employee may overestimate himself, which may lead to the failure of the process. Now, moving on to the another leadership style. Before that, let us look at the picture. It is a very interesting picture. Please, learners, observe what is going on in the room. What do you see the people are doing? What can you conclude regarding the working style? You can see that some are sitting, one is giving some instruction while other is moving out of the scene. It is almost informal environment. The people are not interfering with each other's work. They are free to do their work. They are ready to do what they want to. Someone is explaining, someone is listening, and someone is just not bothered. He is walking away from the scene. What does this type of leadership mean? This type of leadership is called as facilitative leadership style. Facilitative, as the word means, giving facility, giving chance, giving opportunity. So, people get to know the chance and opportunity in this facilitative style. There are certain advantages of this facilitative style, which are employees are free to make their choice. They can voice their opinion without fear and hesitation. This leads to a more healthy and creative work environment. It is obvious that whenever and wherever creativity is promoted, there is more room for innovation and newness in working style. Employees get a relaxed and easygoing atmosphere. All this enhances the development of team and increases efficiency. So, there are many advantages in this leadership style, but obviously there are certain disadvantages which we will discover, that there is a chaotic and disorganized environment in the workplace. Too much freedom may lead to confusion and mismanagement. Efficiency and efficacy is lost. All have different approaches to do a work. As a result, no systematic approach is adopted to complete a work. There are various sources of inputs of ideas, information and suggestions. These inputs may become tough to handle. As a consequence, the end result may be dissatisfying and may hamper the working procedure. Now, learners, you are well aware with different leadership style, and the leadership styles which we studied and discussed today were 5 of them. The first one was autocratic leadership style, where the leader was the boss, and second was the casual leadership style, where everything was free flowing. The another one which discussed was the democratic leadership style, where ideas were exchanged, where people were ready to take the ideas. Another one was laissez-faire, where the leader was not at all interfering, not at all uninterrupting, not at all interrupting with the procedure. The another one was the democratic, as we discussed, and the last one was which was facilitative leadership style, where the facility was given to the subordinates to perform according to their talent. I hope you have understood all this leadership style well, and you can differentiate between these leadership style. But I would like to conclude with the statement that a perfect leader is the person who can include all the advantages, all the good points of all these leadership style, so that he shows a effective leadership style and performs a successful and gives a successful working space to his subordinates. Thank you.